Let's talk about how to climb the credit card ladder. It's really important to understand that when we talk about credit card ladder, there are a few things you need to really have a clear idea about. And I want to go through strata. So the level one here. So we have the starter tier. So the starter tier, so basically is the basic level. So if you're looking for a starter tier card, you're looking for a secure credit card or a student credit card. And so basically these cards are generally designed for people who don't have any credit history and therefore do not require you to have a credit score. Usually, if you are applying for a credit, like let's say a credit card that caters to students, they're not going to care too much about your credit score. So pretty much anyone can apply for any of these cards. And the thing is that once you apply, you could pretty have a good chance of getting approved. Now, are you going to have like a 10,000 credit limits? No, you might probably get 500 or 1,000. Okay, and a good rule of thumb is to find a card that doesn't have an annual fee, because there will be plenty of good options at the base level that don't charge an annual fee. And student credit cards are targeted towards college students, and generally they have a very low credit limits, which is okay because the point of a student credit card is to show creditors that you can be responsible with your credit card and consistently pay off any amount of debt you owe. And by doing this, you will start to build your credit score, right? You'll start from maybe 300 or 400 and move your way up the FICO ladder gradually. And this is kind of cool. Now, with a secure credit card, you are going to actually be required to put down a security deposit. And this amount varies from card to card, as it can be as little as $200 all the way to $5,000. So basically, whatever amount you put into the security deposit will be your credit limits. Okay, so this is really an important element to really think about. And when we talk about the cards that you have at this level, you have, for instance, you have the Discover Rate Secure Credit Card or the Quicksilver Credit Card. You can see them on the screen here. So those are secure credit cards. So whatever you put in as deposit, that's what you're getting back as credit limits. So this is what it is. You also have a couple of student credit cards worth considering. You have the Chase Freedom Student Credit Card and the Discover It Student Cashback Credit Card. So we're showing you those two cards on the screen right now. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. So the level one is the starter tier. So you have secure credit cards and student credit cards. Then now you have the level two, the beginner tier. So when we talk about the beginner tier, we're talking about the serious stuff now, okay? And so there are plenty of credit cards that fall into this category, some of which include the Chase Freedom Flex Credit Card, the Amex Blue Cash Everyday Card, or the Citi Custom Cash Card. And to be accepted for one of those cards, you will need to have a credit score of at least 620 to 670 or higher. And the thing is that, so those cards are kind of cool because they give you the ability to build to solidify your credit score. The thing is that, let's quickly talk about those three credit cards. So if you talk about the Chase Freedom Flex Credit Card, you have this card has no annual fee. You have a $200 bonus after spending $500 in 2 months. And you have a 5% cashback at grocery stores of up to $12,000. You have 5% cashback at select categories each quarterly. This is kind of cool. For the Amex, you have, this is a no annual fee card, and you have a $200 back in the form of a student credit after spending $2,000 in 6 months. You have 3% cashback on groceries, gas, and online retail purchases, and you have 180 Home Chef credit. And the custom cash card from Citi. This card is a no annual fee card. You have $200 cash back after spending $1,500 in 6 months, and you have up to 5% cash back on your highest eligible spend category. And you have a cashback match program on this card. So now, just like the previous cards I talked about, none of these cards has an annual fee, which is great. But you will notice that they all offer a lot more value. All of the cards have a $200 cashback bonus. Then both the Citi and Chase card offers up to 5% cashback, whereas the Amex card offers up to 3% cashback. This is really cool. And all of these cards also have the capacity to offer you a larger credit limit if you meet their requirements. And this can range from around a minimum of $1,000 all the way to 20 grand, and in some cases 25 grand. So, it's still interesting. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to climb the credit card ladder. Now let's talk about the level 3, the mid-tier sort of range here. So at this level, you need to understand, the mid-tier, this is where you see larger sign-up bonuses and quite a lot more benefits and user perks. Along with this, there'll also be an annual fee associated with these cards, but it's usually relatively easy to justify the cost of the annual fee, as all of these cards that I'll be talking about, they easily cover the cost of the annual fee. They have benefits that easily cover the annual fee. So it's now to be accepted for any of those cards, you generally have to have a credit score that oscillates from 650 all the way to 700 minimum. Okay, now with this tier 3 cards, you will notice that a lot of them will start to offer you points as opposed to cashback. And this is a good thing because these points can then be redeemed for a wide variety of different benefits, most commonly travel. And if redeemed correctly, these points can be quite valuable and end up rewarding you with free hotel stays and flights. And this is kind of cool. And now, don't worry if you're not interested in traveling, because these points with all of these cards can be used for a ton of other benefits. So 2 cards in this category that I specifically like are the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, which costs about $95 each year, and then the Amex Gold card, which costs about $250 every single year. And the reason why I like this card is that they offer flexible points, which means that you can use these points on a wide variety of different benefits, such as hotel stays or flights. So let's talk about the Chase Sapphire here. You can see on the screen here. So the Chase Sapphire, it's really possible to earn 60,000 bonus points as a sign-up bonus after spending $4,000 on purchases within the first 3 months of card ownership. And these points are worth up to $750 if redeemed through Chase Ultimate Rewards, which is almost 8 times the value of the annual fee. Think about it. Okay, the annual fee is like what? $95. Okay, so now you're getting here $750. So this is good. So now alternatively, it is possible to transfer these points at a 1-to-1 value to 11 different airline travel partners or 3 different hotel travel partners. Along with this, there is actually a $50 instant credits each account anniversary year for hotel bookings made through Chase Ultimate Rewards. It's just fantastic. Another card I want to share with you at the mid tier, the level 3 level, is the MS Gold card. Okay, now with the MS Gold card, it is currently possible to earn 60,000 membership rewards points after spending $4,000 on purchases within the first 6 months of card ownership. And the cool thing is that those points actually are worth around $600 if redeemed for travel through mxtravel.com, but they can still be worth even more if transferred to one of the many travel partners. Now, it's really important to really be very strategic here. To help justify the $250 annual fee, there is $120 dining credit and then $120 in Uber cash that can be used to either dine or ride with Uber. So in terms of earning membership rewards points, it is possible to earn Forex points at restaurants worldwide and on groceries and up to $25,000 each year. And the cool thing is that flight purchases will earn you 3x points, and then everything else will earn you 1 point per dollar spent. So in terms of how long you will need to be at level 3, mid-tier or intermediate before moving to the next level, I would say around 6 months. Okay, 6 months, but it can be quite faster if you are desperate to get to the next level. It's all about how you manage your finances. So when you think about to go from level 1 to level 2, think about 1 year. So if you are like 18 years or 21 years of age, you can go from 1 year all the way to 3 years. But again, we're talking about having responsible usage of your credit card though. No problem, no F up, nothing at all, no games. You just pay your balances in full every single month. Not in full, but at least you pay your balances. If you pay in full, that's fine. But if not, that's okay too. So level 1 to level 2, 1 year to 3 years, from level 1 to level 2. Sorry, from level 2 to level 3, you're talking about 1 to 2 years. So here now we are going at to go from level 3 to level 4. It can be from 6 months to 1 year. So let's talk about level 4 right now. So moving on to level 4, or premium tier credit card, you are going to start seeing that this cards offer quite a lot more benefits and perks than all of the previously mentioned cards. So those cards are kind of cool also because things like airport lounge access, higher levels of insurance coverage, and premium status with different hotels and airlines. And the credit score needed for these cards is at least 720 or higher. Basically, you'll need an excellent credit score. So along with all these extra benefits, you will notice that the annual fees are substantially higher. So, and two cards that I specifically like and have at this level are the American Express Platinum card, which actually has an annual fee of $695, and then the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, which has an annual fee of $550. So we can see that here we're talking about very high fees here. So both of these cards, again, the Amex Platinum card and the Chase Sapphire Reserve, they come with a whole range of valuable benefits that can easily offset the cost of the annual fee. Really, like way more. So let's first talk about the American Express. So when we talk about the American Express, what do we have here? We have a card that is actually great when it comes to benefits. So there's an annual fee of $695, but you do have a sign-up bonus up to 150,000 membership rewards points. And the cool thing is that if you really want to avail yourself of all the possibilities with the Amex card, you will be able to offset the $695 fees. Don't forget, this card you also have you can benefit from 5x points on flights and hotels. Now, one thing you need to do here is that if you want to actually accelerate your redemption of rewards at this level, it's just a lot better to think of this card as a family sort of tool. So when you travel or when you actually go, like if you're trying to seek rewards here, make sure that you charge on the card family related sort of expenses or business related expenses. This is not a business credit card, but if you have a sole proprietorship, if you're an independent contractor, you can actually swap rewards by charging stuff on this card. So this is really great. So overall, this is a really fantastic card. And but again, just make sure that you are aware that the annual fee is $695, but it is totally possible to offset that, not a problem. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to climb the credit card ladder. Now let's talk about the Chase Sapphire. So when we talk about Chase Sapphire, you have an annual fee. The card actually has an annual fee of $550. Okay, and the sign-up bonus here is 60,000 points, and this is worth about $900. And you have 10x points on hotels, dining, and car rentals through Chase Ultimate Rewards. Remember, everything must go through Chase Ultimate Rewards, otherwise you're not going to get the same points that you should have gotten. And so that's for hotels, dining, and car rentals. You also have 5x points on flights, and you have 3x points on travel and dining. So this is really good. So this is really good in terms of when you actually compare the annual fee they're charging you, $550, to the benefits you're getting. This is really way better. So this card is really wonderful. One other card that is definitely worth considering is the Capital One Venture X credit card, which has an annual fee of $395, so $395. And so this card is also great because the sign-up bonus is 75,000 miles, which is worth $750. And you have 10x miles on hotels and car rentals through Capital One Travel. And you have 5x miles so for flights booked through Capital One Travel. So this card actually provides you with a $300 annual travel credit and 10,000 bonus miles each year, which just happens to be worth about $100. So technically, you get paid $5 every year just to have the card. And this doesn't include the sign-up bonus or other benefits that come with this card. And if you want to learn more about those cards, you can actually just watch. We actually have a series of shows where we actually reviewed all these cards in depth. Now, in terms of how long you will need to be at this tier before leveling your game, it really depends on a couple of things. First of all, you will need to be making quite a lot of money, and then you will also need to be spending a lot on your credit card. I'm not even talking about your credit score. Also, you need to also maintain a good credit score. In other words, you'll be spending a lot of cash, but you also will be needing to pay off your credit cards, okay, so that you can have a very low CUR, credit utilization ratio. And the amount of time you can spend here can go anywhere from like 1 year all the way to 5 years. And we have seen cases where folks were in this category for 10 years before actually moving up. Let's talk about level 5, invite only cards. This is the elite tier. And the thing here is that when we talk about level 5, we're talking about the ultra premium tier. And these cards are invite only, which means that they can be quite difficult to acquire. And two cards that fall into this category are the Amex Centurion and the JP Morgan Reserve card. So if you're lucky enough to be invited to apply for one of those cards, you are going to need a lot of cash and spend a lot of cash to meet the requirements of each card. First of all, with the Centurion card, it is actually rumored that you will need to spend in excess of $250,000 every single year on your current Amex cards just to be considered for the black card. And then if and when you are invited to apply, there is a pretty steep annual fee of $5,000, and that's not all. New card holders will also be required to pay an initiation fee of $10,000. So it's going to cost you $15,000 just to get the card, which is pretty insane. And although I generally consider the invite only, it is possible to apply for the card online. You can always give it a try. Okay, so Centurion has an application link on their website. You can always try. You don't lose anything. Just do your best when you apply and see what happens. And you also have another card, that's the JP Morgan. You can see on the screen. You have the JP Morgan Reserve card. The annual fee is much more reasonable, coming in at $595 each year. But that's not the difficult part of acquiring the card. It is rumored that you will need to have approximately $10 million in liquid cash or managed assets with Chase Bank before they will consider sending you an invite. Okay, so this is really what it is. Now, the thing here is that those two cards have pretty fantastic benefits, and this is kind of cool. But the question is, do you really need those, or this is more like of an ego trip? Because if you are going to get the card just because you want to flatter your ego, it's not really worth it. This is not how credit card works. How credit cards works. You want to look at a credit card as a tool, right? A tool that can really help you reach a certain level in your lifestyle or in life in general. So this is what it is. But overall, those cards are great. So when we talk about the climbing the credit card ladder, just pay attention to the fact that you have three things to look at. You want to look at the time it takes at one level, your CUR and DTI, so your credit utilization ratio and DTI. And the third thing is the relationship that you are building with the credit card issuer. You want to actually have a great relationship so that you can actually be considered for the best credit card offers that this credit card issuer has in the future. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I explained to you how to climb the credit card ladder from tier 1, from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 to level 4, and finally to level 5. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.